Hey, Quad Bros, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you guys here and hope you guys are doing well. Last night on our YouTube stream, we rated all of the assault weapons in the game, including the gold order weapons for assaulters. And I recorded it, and it ended up being like 30 minutes long because we kept kind of getting off topic with just people throwing out random stuff in the chat. So I figured I would just re-record it. And if you guys want to check that out, you can go and watch that stream. It is online and on the channel. So go ahead and go check that out if you want to see the kind of like talking through it with chat and talking about through everything. But I'm basically just gonna throw everything in here exactly how it was yesterday. I've got it pulled up on the side here, so we're gonna just run through it really quickly. So Beretta M1, we put A tier. It's a great SMG. Honestly, I think the best thing about it is the fact that it's so cheap to upgrade. Right, like it's basically just an MP40 that just has 8 more bullets, and that's a really good thing, right? The MP40 is a solid SMG. So there you go. Beretta M19 18, I believe we threw in A tier as well. Wait, no, we threw it in B tier. I think the reasoning we had behind this one was more that it's good, but it does one thing good, right? It is really good up close, but it can't really do anything at range. So if you're outside of 5 meters, it's really not that good anymore. So taking that down. BSA Thompson, it's not that good. It's probably the worst Thompson in the game. It has 20 rounds. Like, it's fully upgraded, and that's good. And it's still a Thompson, which is good, but it's just not that good because of the 20 round magazine. So it's fine, but it's not amazing. Drilling obviously is D tier. I don't really need to explain why the drilling is really bad. I hope we get some buffs for this thing, and they are talking about that. Irma EMP44 is a definite S tier. Fantastic gold order weapon. Really damn good. The FNAB, personally, I wanted to put this in C tier. I think that's where we're going to go with this. There was an argument for B tier, and I think this is definitely high up on the C tier list. But I think it just shoots too slow, and it doesn't have damage to really back it up, right? Like, it just fires too slowly, and it is very good at medium range, and it can do medium range very, very well. But ultimately, I don't think it has the rate of fire to really back up the low damage that, you know, it has. So we're going there. Grease gun, B tier. Great gun. Very underrated, I think, especially the M3A1 grease gun. Very underrated gun. I forgot to remove these. There's 2 of these hide models. The hide model, definitely B tier as well. I believe we actually had it second. Very good gun. Not A material, but it's solid, right? I think I'd rather have a Beretta M1. Really, the big problem with the hide is the opposite of the Irma, where the Irma has a really big magazine, while the hide has a very small magazine, and both guns will get you killed while you're rotating between the two. Like, they have like the dual magazine setup thing where you switch between them when you run out of one. They both have that, but the hide has significantly less ammo, which makes it fall off and do a lot worse. Lanchester, pretty solidly. I think this is A tier. I think we put it really low A tier, but I might change that up because I used the last 9. It's really good. I think the Lanchester is very, very good. M1 Thompson is definitely S tier. It's the best Thompson in the game, in my opinion. It just fires so fast. Like, when you get it upgraded, it fires so fast. It becomes basically a PPSH with a 45 round, right? It's a PPSH that fires 45 rounds, which is just absolutely insane. Its recoil can be brutal, but if you get the recoil reduction, which you're really going to be running on just about every soldier in the game regardless, so it's just absolutely fantastic. Thompson, whoopsies. M19 28 Thompson, definitely the best A tier weapon. Just absolutely fantastic gun. It's close to being S tier, but I want to just put one Thompson S tier, so we'll leave that up there. Very good, very easy to control, and when we get the drum mag for it, it'll be even better. PPD 1929, kind of similar to the BSA Thompson. It's a good Soviet SMG, but I'd take most Soviet SMGs over this gun. So M1A1 Thompson, definitely A tier. Very good gun, probably behind this. I think it's just a fantastic weapon, but again, it's not as good as the M1 Thompson. M2A1 Carbine, the gold order weapon. We're going to put this top of B tier. It's a great gun, but it's effectively just an M2 Carbine with a little bit less recoil. So, I mean, not really a whole lot to talk about there, you know? It's solid. It's good. It's not amazing. It's top of B tier. It's a great gun, and you'd have it over most guns in the game, but definitely isn't on the par of like a Thompson or even a Beretta M1 or something like that. Beretta M38. We're going to say this is the 40 round. I think this exact one here is the 20 round stick mag, but we're going to say it's the 40 round because the 20 round is just terrible. So we're going to put this high up here, probably above the Beretta M1. Very good gun, right? Beretta M1 and Beretta M38 are very similar. It's just the M38, I think, is a little bit less recoil. MP3008 is going to go all the way down here in C tier. I think this gun's actually a lot better than what, I kind of caved on this one, putting it in C tier. I think it's a little bit better. I think it's bottom of B tier, where it's okay, right? It's okay, but it's just, its sights are just so bad that it really struggles. I think that's the big problem with it. MP28, same thing, just too low of rate of fire. Like, it's very similar to the MP3008. Well, actually, I think the MP28 is the open sights, right? Yeah, the sights in this are actually okay. But the big problem with the MP28 is it's got a very low rate of fire, very low muzzle velocity and things like that. So just not really that good. MP34 is going to be bottom of B tier. It's fine. It's not amazing. It's nothing special. It's definitely not as good as really any other gun in the Normandy campaign, I would say. But it's really not that bad, right? MP35 is going to go all the way up here in A tier. Very good gun. Just with the MP40. Both of these guns are very similar. The MP35 shoots a little faster, which is nice, and has a little bit better sights, in my opinion, but that's personal preference, I love these guns. I think they're both really good. I think when you upgrade them, they become even better. I don't need to explain why the MP43 is S tier. I mean, it's an STG. It's amazing. It's the best assault weapon in the game, pretty far and away. The OVP, where did we put this thing? I really don't like this gun that much. I think we threw this in B tier. Yeah. Somewhere around here. I will rearrange this as we go back through. PDM, same thing. I'd rather have the PPD than the PDM, and I'd probably rather have, right about here. The PDM, it's good. It's a great gun, but like, why would you use this instead of a PPSH? Like, I don't know. Peterson rifle. This is actually the Peterson device, not rifle. The rifle's not an assault weapon. That's a trooper weapon, but Peterson device is what this should say. It's the weird gold order weapon that fires like 9mm rounds out of a Springfield semi-automatically. It's really bad. Like, I think it's the worst gun possibly in the game. It's very bad. PPD box is going to go right here behind the PPD 1929, simply because this has more ammo. I think a lot of people are going to kind of be mad about this, and they're going to be like, "Well, the PPD box is so good, though." It's not. It's got 25 rounds, and it burns through its ammo in the blink of an eye. Like, yeah, you're going to get maybe 1 or 2 kills, but it's really just not that good compared to something like a Thompson that can take out an enemy with 2 shots, or PPD 1929, or even the Beretta, the MP40, all these weapons that can kill enemies just as effectively, maybe not as quickly, but just as effectively at longer ranges, and it also doesn't burn through their entire magazine. Right? It's just not that good. PPD drum is definitely going to be up here. We're going to put it above the Berettas, I believe. Actually, I'm going to put it below the Berettas. Yeah, we put it below the Berettas. It's really good. We know the PPD drum mag is really good. Its big downside is it has really bad sights. Like, its sights are just atrocious. It's not what you want on an SMG sights, I don't think. It's kind of these like little, I don't know, tip sights. I don't know what to call them, but they're just not that good. And yes, it is a PPD drum mag, but obviously it's not going to go S tier because that's where the PPSH drum mag is going to go. And to be honest with you guys, even whenever I had the PPD drum mags, I would take PPSH stick mags over it. So I think that says a lot. PPS 43, very good gun, excellent Soviet SMG. Where did we put this? We put this towards the bottom of this. I think I'd rather have the MP35 and the MP40 over this thing. Probably all of these guns I'd rather have, but it's still a solid weapon. I don't know. That's a hard choice. I really like the PPS. I really do. But I think I like all of these guns more. I think this is a pretty fair spot. It feels bad putting it at the bottom of A, but I do think that that's where it belongs. PPSH box mag is going to go all the way up here. I think I'd rather have, actually, I'd rather have this over I think I'd rather have the PPSH box over an M1A1. God, let me think about that. I mean, it has 35 rounds, which is really good. and it has excellent sights. I think I'd rather have the PPSH box over the M1A1, but not the M1928. I think that's pretty fair. PPSH drum, top of the second best. It's the second best. It's stupidly good. I hope I don't have to explain why this is so good. I think we rated it below the M1 Thompson, but I don't think that's really true. I think the M1 Thompson will burn through its ammo too fast, and while it will hit really hard and do amazing damage, I think its ammo is the real drawback for the M1 Thompson. The Schmeiza gonna go down here behind the PDM. It's good. It's really good. It's not amazing, but it's good. It's got a low magazine. It's basically like an MP40, and the MP40 just does everything this gun does, but better. So it's fine. Sten's gonna go down here in C tier. I think it's to be the top of C tier though. We rated it a little bit lower, but we didn't update that. It's good. It's not even good. That's not even true. It's okay. Right, it's really not an SMG you want to be using. I don't know why it's so late in the Normandy campaign. Maybe just variety or the grind or whatever, but it just fires really slow. And God, maybe I'm biased here. Maybe this deserves to be low B tier, but my lord, if this is C tier though, I feel like the MP34 needs to be down here as well, because these are either this goes up or this comes down. Because MP34 and Sten I feel like are pretty similar. But my lord, the Sten sound does anyone else hate the Sten sound? The sound it makes when it fires. It sounds like you're just like beating on metal. Like it just sounds like the gun is ripping itself apart. And yeah, I know it's made up of like 4 different pieces and that's it. And it's just a cheap gun, but my lord, I hate that gun. Suomi, all the way up at the top. Second best gun in the game. Second best SMG in the game. I really do think I would rather have a Suomi than a PPSH drum mag. That might just blow some people's minds, but my God, is the Suomi just so freaking good. It's unbelievable how good this gun is. I would run the Suomi over any other SMG in the game except the MP43. If this thing had a drum mag, I think it would beat out the MP43. That's how ridiculously good the Suomi gets. I mean, it literally doesn't have recoil. Like it's actually a laser. I think it might be the best gold order weapon in the game. I know we all have been saying forever the Kurz is, but I think the Suomi gives the Kurz a run for its money. I'm not sure if that's exactly true, if it's better, but whew, my God. Taz B's bottom tier. We're going to put it above the drilling just because, I don't know. Doesn't matter. They're the same. Because the drilling doesn't have its rifle round yet. Once it gets its rifle round, it'll be amazing. VMP is going to go S tier as well, up here with the Irma. Very good. Winchester is going to be down here. We're going to put it below these shotguns. It does less damage and it just feels more inconsistent. I don't know why. The Winchester always just feels so inconsistent to me compared to even the drilling and the Tasb. ZK383. I believe we put towards the top of this. Yeah, we have it like up here. It's like this. This thing needs to go down. This thing's like down here somewhere. Yeah. Like, and then this can go up because the OVP is better than this. Looks good. This looks pretty fair to me. Yeah. ZK is good. I like the ZK a lot, but it just gets beat out by something like an MP43 or even an MP40, stuff like that. Like, maybe it's better, and it's not better than MP40. No, it's just too expensive. It's expensive to upgrade, and that really takes its power away. Like, if we're rating it just purely based off like the gun itself, like fully upgraded, then like maybe it has an argument for being up in A tier, but it's really just, even then, I don't think it's that good. I really don't. MKB35, probably S tier, or maybe just top of A tier. Would I rather have this than an M1928 Thompson? I think so. I think I would. I think I really would. Because it hits for the same damage. It hits for like 8.2 or something like that, and it's a laser. So yeah, we're gonna keep it up here. VG15 is dumpster tier. It's definitely top of the dumpster, but it is dumpster tier. This gun is really sad and it's had a really sad life, because originally when it came out, when Berlin released, it was so damn good. It was absolutely insane how powerful this gun was. And then it got stealth nerfed and they reduced its damage, which wasn't that big of a deal. And it was still an okay gun, not an amazing gun, but an okay gun. Probably would be like mid B tier at that point. And then they just nerfed they nerfed all semi-autos and they just nerfed this gun into the ground. I mean, it's just terrible now. It really is. It's just not a good gun anymore. Shoots too slow and just does not back it up. Yeah, it's just not that good. But anyway, guys, this was our tier list from yesterday, from the stream, more or less. I mean, there were some things that I changed here, but this is assault weapon tier list. I think this is pretty solid. There's some things that I think are pretty arguable. So I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts down below in the comments on what you guys think about this tier list and what you guys would change. Let me know. And you also can come follow me, twitch.tv/HeyQuadro, or come to our YouTube streams on Thursday. I'd love to have you guys in both of those whenever we do these cool tier list ratings and things like that. And you can also join our community Discord. The link for all of that is down in the description below, guys. And without anything else, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.